Hi, good afternoon folks. I'm live and direct, and why not? Right, what we've got today is I'll go to camera 2. For now. What we've got here, we've got a Ferrex what's this crap in my way here? I'm trying to think what this is. Oh, it's that. How's that getting the view? Let's move that. It's behind the lens. Weird. Anyway. Right, what we've got today, we've got a Ferrex digital multimeter. These are sold through Aldi. Yeah, produced in China for Aldi stores. 3-year warranty. There's a helpline number. I think this has already been unboxed once by the Mildred. I got it off the Mildred. I think it's already been unboxed once, I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, what we'll do, we'll unbox it and we'll test it and see what it's good, see what it's about. Right. Well, there's the. This is a brand new product. There's the multimeter itself. And in the box we also get the instructions, which says Aldi on it, warranty card. So yeah, that's all good stuff. That's what we get with it. And there's the meter itself. We also get a set of test leads. We also get a battery which has got some life in it. The test leads, are they any good? Well, we'll find out. Is the actual meter any good? We'll find out. I mean, I already know all this because I've got one of these down there. Exactly the same meter. But, you know, for the benefit of you lot, we're going to do it properly. Right, well there's the meter, and it comes in a holster. I'm not a big lover of holsters. The holster's okay if you're going to take the meter out on the job or whatever. There's a screen protector on there. We get a bail on the back for standing the meter up. Not very substantial, but it would do. Then we've got the ubiquitous screws that you have to take out in order to install the battery. And I don't think you should have to. I don't think, to be honest, you should have to install a battery by taking screws out. I think, to be honest, you should have to just remove a clip. Steve bought one of these meters and he couldn't get the screws out of his, and he brought it down to me and I had trouble getting them out. But this one's pretty simple. This one's fairly easy. So we'll put the screws there so we don't lose them. And now let's have a look inside the meter. We've got 2 ceramic fuses, which is good. What's it rated at, this? It's try to see what category it's rated at. It'll tell me in the manual, I'm sure. Oh, Cat 3. Yeah, Cat 3 it's rated at. Got a continuity buzzer there. There's not really much there's not really much to see really, folks. I mean, it's just, it'll be a chip on board design, won't it? I mean, it's made for Aldi, for God's sake. I mean, it'll be a chip on board design, won't it? You know, but anyway, it feels very cheap and plasticky. I mean, that's because it is plastic, but it feels, yeah. I mean, compared to this one I've got here, which I bought at Christmas, that feels substantial. That doesn't. And you know, I don't know what Aldi are asking for these. Oh yes, I do. Pardon me. Yes, they're asking £10 for these. They want 10. It is a chip-on solution because there's your chip under that goo there, under that potting compound. There's not a lot going on. I'm not going to take the board out because I don't expect to find anything under there, apart from the display. So what we'll do, we'll go ahead and we'll put the battery in. So we'll put the battery, we'll install the battery. I mean, cheap meters are okay for people who are starting out, but when you get a bit more advanced, you know, you like to have something with an air of quality, and the battery goes in, doesn't go like that, it sits like that, I would presume, just slips into there like that, into the bottom of the meter. Then the top just slips back on. There. I don't like the foot. Look at that. I don't like the foot. That's a bit flimsy, isn't it? That's a bit flimsy. You can actually push the circuit board with your fingers. What a horrible design. Right, I'll check my other one in a minute and see if that's like that. It's exactly the same device. But yeah. That's got that sorted. There we go. Because what we'll do some voltage comparisons, and we'll do it against my everyday meter. Just to turn it on and see what it does. Well, it works anyway. Well, it comes on. Right, so what we'll do, we'll unlead the test, we'll unfold the test leads, use the leads that came with it. Pull the little caps off the bottom of them, chuck them in the holster where they belong. That's a voltage. Yeah, voltage. The problem with this meter is, will become apparent soon. Chuck that in the holster where it belongs, because the meter doesn't belong in the holster. I don't like holsters. Right. I mean, the holsters are good if you're taking your meter out. Let's pull the bail down. Switch it on. I'll switch it on. Right. Let's go to. We'll start off with volts, because on this meter you have to swap the lead over from here to here to test voltage, to test ohms or voltages, and at the moment it's in the voltage socket. So what we'll do, we'll check voltages and we'll check it against my daily meter. I'll get up there and get that down. I mean, even this is more substantial. This is my, I'll zoom out a bit. Right, this is my everyday meter. The bail's long broke off this, but what we'll do, we'll use the holster for that meter. Now, move that a bit further back, there we go. And what we'll do is set this on voltages. We want it on DC volts. Out! Right, that's DC voltages. So we'll start off with 20 volts. We won't go much higher than that because we're pull them off there. There we go, put them in the holster where they belong. They're alright, they're actually okay to have. Let's turn the power supply on. Set the power supply to 20 volts. Now let's see what my usual meter tells me. I'm expecting that to actually be around about 20 volts, 21 at the most. .9. Alright, 20.09 even. So, and let's see if we can get that in view. So you can see that. There we go. And that's as good as you're going to get. It's a really, really accurate meter, that one. It's really, really good. Now, let's see what the Aldi special tells us. Oh, hang on. Oh no, I was in the right one. I'm in voltages. Oops. Well, that didn't even register. When I plugged them leads in, that didn't even do anything. Not on hold, is it? Right. These leads are crap. There we are, I know. Jesus. These leads are terrible. Let's go to continuity a minute. It does mean changing the lead from there to there, which is a bit of a pain. Now let's go to, we want to go to ohms. Continuity. Oh, a load of junk. It doesn't like them leads. Them leads are enough. Oh shit. And the bail doesn't stay up either. Alright, so let's go again. Oh, hang on. $20 volts. And my other meter had no trouble reading that. There we are. No. Let's try another set of leads. Because I know we've definitely got 20 volts coming out of that socket. So let's try the leads for my usual meter. If they'll fit. There we go. This is a bit crap, this, I mean, the leads feel cheap as well. Now what I'm going to do, what can I do? Because that's the same situation. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll shove it in the 12 volt socket. And we've got 12.16 coming out of there, that's okay. So let's go into my... That's 12.16 coming out of there. Let's go into my regular meter. And 12.16. So it's actually pretty good on voltage. It just might not be getting a good contact on them sockets in there. Now we've got the 5 volts there, so put that in the 5 volts. 5 volts exactly. So let's see what it gives us on the Aldi meter. I'm expecting to give 5 volts. 5.1. Yeah, I can accept that. That's okay. So voltage wise, yeah, voltage wise it's okay. Continuity wise, what we'll do, we'll find some things to test. Right, so connect this, put these leads back into the Aldi meter. And back into the meter there. Let's give this a try not to get tangled up. Right. Hang on. We want. That's the only problem with this meter. You have to move the lead. Now we can go to ohms. Go to continuity. There we go. Right. So let's get a resistor. We'll find something, a wire wound. At least I think it will. Yeah, it doesn't, tell you what, we'll just use one of these. Use one of these. What are these? $20k. It's supposed to be 20k. So let's see if they're 20k ohms. We'll do it on the Aldi meter to begin with. These leads feel horrible. I mean, my leads are not brilliant, but let's put it on. Might help to put it on the right range. It doesn't even auto range. Right. 0.22. Yeah. Yeah, 22k. Yeah. So let's go to my meter. It's supposed to be 20k, but you can allow a little bit of discrepancy. Let's go to my usual meter. And put it onto resistance. And this is 22.20. It's actually 200. It's actually 221 ohms. It's 221 ohms that. Yeah. Because it shows us there. Yeah, 221. Yeah, 0.7. So I'll move that a minute. Go back to here. And we want to set this at the 200 ohms mark. That's where we want it. No, doesn't read it there. Move it one up. That's what I don't like about meters that don't auto range. There we go. 221, but it's got a decimal point before it, and it shouldn't have. And it won't read it there. Right. Let's get my other meter. The one I bought, the Chinese one I bought at Christmas. Let's put this one on, see what this resistor says it is on here. I mean, I believe the Mustech one, where I believe that. Let's turn this on. It's got a backlight on this as well. There we go. That's it. That's the backlight. Not that it's any much use, but it's there if you need it. So let's see. What's this one going to tell us? This one does read a bit high. Well, actually, it's not bad. That's 22. That's actually quite good. That's 22. That's 22.20. 223. 223. That one. And on my regular, on my daily use meter, my everyday meter even, 22, 221. So yeah, it's 2 ohms out. And given that there's resistance in the leads, there's 0.3 in the leads, and how many is in this one? 0.3 in the leads. And how many is in the Aldi one? 0.1. So these leads are reading less, but will they read less in the other meter, or will it still read? I mean, your ideal solution is to have 0 ohms in your leads, 0 resistance in your leads, but it doesn't work that way all the time. See, we've still got 3 ohms there, sorry, 0.3, so, and if I was to unplug one of the leads and just shove that down the hole, still got 3, so, you know, no matter what you plug into that, you're going to get a discrepancy of 3 ohms. But, sorry, not 3 ohms, 0.3 ohms. You're going to get a and this is only a Cat 2 meter, this is not a category 3. This is only a Cat 2 meter, this. Because it says there, Cat 2. But that being said, it doesn't have to be any more than that. The rating doesn't have to be like that, because I only use it for electronics. I don't do much else. So actually, so let's turn these off, put these away. There's not really much in, there's not, I mean, that only came out just as a thing, but there's not much in between this and this, apart from the fact that this is better built. I mean, it could do with a clean. Let's just give it a screen a clean, see if it will clean. It might not. I mean, it's been like that for years. I mean, I've had the meter a long time. I mean, at the end of the day, time is it? 27 minutes past 5, past 3. Just clean the screen a bit. I mean, this meter is old. But that being said, oh, that looks better. Yeah, that's better. And it even has a backlight in this, which used to work. Oh, it does. I wonder if the battery could be going a bit flat. Or is the LEDs that drive the backlight a bit knackered now? The battery indicator warning's not on, so yeah. So it looks like the backlight might be going a bit crackered, but that's no problem. Cream crackered, but that's no problem. Hey, it's you know, Yeah. What can I say? Let's put this one away. I wonder if there's anybody watching. There's nobody popped on to say hello or good afternoon, so perhaps nobody's even bothering. Let's have a look. Right. Oh, 7 people watching, according to that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but I think these, in conclusion, with these meters, when you get your little fingers you can put across there so that you don't blow things up by accident. So, is it worth 10 quid? Is it worth a tenner? I suppose. Yeah, it's worth a tenner if you need a meter. You know, if you need a meter and you know, you're just beginning or something, you don't want to invest in really expensive gear straight from the outset, then yeah, I think it's worth a tenner. I've got another one here, they're exactly the same, and that one pushes down a bit and all, but this one feels heavier. Oh, it will do, it's in a holster. It's the holster that gives it the weight. I mean, without the holster they weigh nothing. And there's even somewhere you can conveniently hang your test leads. But what would I give it? A score? I'll give it 3 out of 10. Well, actually, well, I'll give it 5. I'll be generous to it because it was pretty accurate. But construction, I'll tell you what I'll do this properly. Ease of use, because you have to swap these over for voltage or for ohms and stuff, because you have to swap the probes between sockets for different types of jobs. I'm going to give it 1. Well, I'm not going to give it anything for that, because I think that's poor design. We all know that we have to swap our probes over for amps and milliamps, but not for voltage and ohms resistance. So it gets nothing for that. The fact that we're living in the 21st century and this is not auto ranging, I'm going to give it nothing for that either. Build quality, yeah, I'm going to give it nothing. Quality, give it nothing because I think it's poor. And for For accuracy, I'm only going to give it 5. Mind you, I could be generous actually, because it's as accurate as that, as the Mustech. So I'll be generous. I'll give it 10. I'll give it 10 out of 10 on accuracy, because it's pretty much bang on with that. And it is a higher cat rating than that, but that's only what it says on here. That doesn't mean that's right. And it has got ceramic fuses in it, so yeah, that's another good point. So in fact, to be honest with you folks, the display in this one isn't even straight. The display in this one's cocked to one side, slightly. So that original one of mine's lovely and straight. But yeah, for a starter meter, then I suppose they're all right. It's all right for a starter meter, but for somebody like myself who is for somebody who is a regular meter user, what's the word I'm looking for? A more accomplished electronics engineer. Then no, I would like have liked all the ranges to be auto. I would have liked to have just been like the Mustech, where you put it onto volts and it deals with it all for you. You put it onto, apart from having to select AC or DC, no problem with that. I mean, this thing doesn't even have a transistor check. I've just noticed that this meter doesn't even have a transistor checker on it. The Mustech does. I don't use the Mustech's transistor checker. I have done, but I tend not to. But it does work. It does test transistors. So that's it really. Yeah, I can't remember which one's which now. Both exactly the bloody same. Yeah. And they both got screen protectors on them and all. Makes it, it doesn't matter, they're both mine anyway, so. And it's not going back in the drawer, back in the box. What they are ideal for, they're ideal for chucking the boot of your car and you want to check your battery or something. Or if you've got, if you're working on an amplifier, particularly a valve amplifier, and you want to look at a few voltages at once, then it's good for that. But if you're looking at, you know, and if you're going to use, pardon me, if you're going to use it as an everyday meter, then I wouldn't recommend it, purely because the limitations, and you have to change the thing. You have to change the thing, so you know, I just wouldn't recommend it. For a tenner to throw in the boot of your car, yeah. But for for home electronics use, it's all too easy to leave it on one setting, and it's all too easy to leave the plug in the wrong one and just move the range switch, and you know, it's all too easy to just forget that and blow it up. So I can't say that I'd recommend it. If you're going to have one and throw it in the boot of your car. Check your battery level and stuff. You know, they're alright for, you know, they're alright for people like auto electricians who use just the DC range. They can leave it in voltages, and if they need to look at ohms, they can do that as well. But I think at the end of the day, yeah, buy a proper meter if you're into electronics. Buy a proper meter. Buy a decent quality meter where you can, where most of it's automatic, and you don't have to pull the plugs, pull the leads out, and chuck them into other sockets for different ranges, because that's just a disaster. That's just a disaster, that, folks. Waiting to happen. I mean, I wonder how many of those have been blown up already by people forgetting to swap the leads and just moving the range. I think the range and I think the impedance and the voltage should be on the same plug, like they are on just about everything. So that's it. Unless you're really desperate or you're an auto electrician, I wouldn't really bother. I mean, because of the because of the voltages that we use, because of the voltages that we mess with, like hundreds of volts. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, folks, because I've got to start the tea soon. I'm going to leave it there. This is just basically a review of that Aldi meter. What did I say it was? Ferrex digital multimeter. But if you do buy it and you use it for electronics, where you're having to swap the lead out from one to the other socket every time, then make sure you get into the habit of doing that. But no, I can't recommend it. But I can recommend it to auto electricians, because auto electricians spend more time checking voltages anyway. So yeah, I could but that's about all I can recommend it to. Anyway, folks, thank you very much, and once again, and I will catch you later. Bye for now.